Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank both of you for being here, both of you for your service. A special thank you to General Goldfein again. I never cease being amazed at the talent that replaces really good talent, but I also never cease being concerned by the loss of excellent talent, and I am concerned but grateful to you for your service. And also thank you for last week. I did take advantage of the invitation to participate in the classified discussion, and I would encourage all of my colleagues who have not taken advantage of that to do that. It was very helpful. It created a lot of answers, but a lot of questions as well. So with that in mind, I'm just throwing a few of them and let you, each of you respond, if you will. With regard to the here to there strategy, and you referenced, I think quoting General Mattis, the risk word, and talk a little bit about it. But in my specific parochial interest, of course, is the ISR mission, specifically the Global Hawk Wing at Grand Forks, to some degree as well the MQ-9s, but particularly the Global Hawk Wing at Grand Forks, and the retirement of the Block 20s and Block 30s at Beale, and how that affects the folks in Grand Forks and in North Dakota. And would love to hear anything you could tell us and tell them about the future of that base and its mission. Also, while you're talking about that, maybe ask the question about the Arctic and the Arctic fight. And we've had a lot of discussions in this room with others as well, but would give you the opportunity as well to maybe give us some insight into what's being planned.
Yes, sir. I'll do ISR, and then the Secretary will take Arctic. On the ISR portfolio, so as you saw when we sat down, there are certain capabilities that we're bringing together in the classified realm, and we're connecting capabilities that today are not connected. So because almost every platform out there, whether it flies, orbits, submerges, runs, rolls, it's a sensor. But we haven't been able to tie together those sensors to be able to fuse data in ways that can make this common operational picture. And so now as we tie things together, we're finding that we get far greater fidelity on what it is that we're doing. So combination of space capabilities, missions that we're doing in the air today that we're migrating into space, classified capabilities, and pulling these all together with common digital engineering and common data architecture is actually improving our ISR and allow us now to take some risk when it comes to individual platforms. That's our strategy for the future.
So could you expand a little bit then on what the future for Grand Forks specifically may look like in the light of this?
So what you'll see in this budget is a retirement of the older Global Hawks. And with all of these, we want to make sure that we work with the communities and with you, sir, and with all of the senators to make sure that we minimize impact on the base as we go forward. Because Grand Forks, like many other bases, is key strategic terrain. It's key to the Arctic strategy because of its location. It also supports some of our ground-based intercept radar feeds that are so important to us. So we want to make sure we mitigate that the impacts to Grand Forks.
Thank you. Madam Secretary.
The Arctic is of increasing importance to the United States, and it's been important for a long time, but ever more increasing now. As a result, the Arctic strategy is a key element of the Air Force and the Department of Defense's effort. But the Air Force, more than other elements, because 80% of the Arctic defense is provided by the Air Force or Department of Air Force elements. You know that from my background, I've paid quite a bit of attention to the Arctic. One of my first visits was to Thule. I spent time in Finland, and later this week I will be visiting the Minot operations, and later this month be in Alaska, also looking at those facilities. So it is a very important topic and of increasing importance to us.
Thank you. In my remaining seconds, I might just ask, in general, as we look at the DoD budget, and I know you have a heart for a discussion about the pass-through part of your budget and how that may warp how people view the budget. I mean, the Air Force always seems to me, with its being the tip of the spear, having the highest priority in DoD operations, to sort of be at the short end of the stick budget-wise. I mean, are you generally satisfied with what we have in terms of the entire budget for the Air Force?
Well, we have to live within the top line, so we have had to make a lot of trades that we wish we wouldn't have to. And the pass-through is an especially disconcerting matter because it does create a misperception. We are looking at that as something that we will come to Congress with a proposal in the next budget on how that should be treated in recognition of a Space Force and the reconstruction that will be occurring through the Department of the Air Force.
It's a conversation whose time has come. Thank you.